are simply words. Ideas they don't have to think too much about, as long as they're on the right side, the side everyone wants them to be on. My name is Helen. Helen Clark. The Right Honorable Lady Clark. But for now, and for what's left of my life, it'll be just Helen. Helen. Helen? Helen! My family were the most important thing to me. It's like you're ground into the world, isn't it? When I was a teenager, I had this big notion that when I was in my 20s, I would settle down, have a family, and it would be my turn to be a mother, to show my kids how to be good, honest people. What a story that ended up being. I was born in the States, and when I was old enough, I moved for university here, to England. And listen, it is nothing like what we think it is on our side. Tea, crumpets, bad teeth, gentlemen. Nope, not at all. I mean, over here you call them Tories, but in my book, an asshole is an asshole no matter where they're from. University here was fun. I enjoyed myself. My flatmates were all studying fine arts or culinary arts or some other useless bullshit while taking too much ketamine every weekend. I didn't want to waste away. I wanted to do something with my life, you know, I mean, no offense to them. And so as soon as I was done, I applied for my master's. LSE, King's College, even Cambridge. Shit. My parents may have had money, but not Cambridge money. My mom was a judge back in the States, and I always admired her. Kind and understanding, but fierce. That's how I wanted to be. I got into LSE, the London School of Economics and Political Sciences. Couldn't believe it. I loved it there. Gone were the dingy days of shit student accommodation. I was on the right track. I was doing my mother proud. And that's all that mattered, right? I think it was a year after I finished my master's. I was still working as a lawyer, and I was walking in Hyde Park one day, and then this storm rolled in from nowhere, and I was quite far from my car, and so I stood under a tree. And there I saw Liam, who had the same idea as me. Pretty much the only thing we ever had in common, now that I think about it. But you know how it is in the early days of a relationship. You don't see the red flags and you convince yourself they're white. Well, in Liam's case, they were not just red, they were black. I was young and stupid and I didn't see the things that I should have. Anyway, 3 months after Hyde Park, which was great, until Liam left. Sarah was born on the 5th of May of 95. Probably the happiest I've ever been. She was all I had, and she was so beautiful. I know most parents must say this about their kids, but You should have seen her little face. I don't think I let her go until she was nearly 1. My mom came to visit us a few times, my dad too, which was nice, but it was just a few visits here and there, and when they left, it was just us two. It was 99 when I was voted in to be a judge. The Right Honorable Lady Clark. I was only 35 years old. 5 years younger than my mom had been when she became a judge. I mean, it's not like it's a competition or anything, but there I was, a 35-year-old judge. Jesus. I didn't end up here. I'm waiting here for the police, my old friends, to come and pick me up. There comes a time in your life where if you don't make the call, no one is going to do it for you. I guess this was just my time. When you know the game is up, it's crazy the places your mind will lead you. What's the point in going to prison for the rest of your life? Surely that's not living. That thought would always come up to me when I was up in the podium. How long are you gonna last? You get a sentence of, say, 30 years? But the odds are you'll get added a decade here or there, and that's if you don't kill yourself or be killed. It's a weird thing, prison. A place made to keep all these bad people, but they don't change. Half the time they're calling the shots from the inside. Having all these bad people together in one place, getting nice and fucking friendly. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Fucking penance. What's the point in it? If you take a knife and you carve someone's fucking heart out, I'm not sure there are enough rosaries out there that could bring you back. Look, I did what I had to do. I reacted. That's all? Am I a bad person for reacting? Well, hardly matters now. What's done is done. You can't change the past, you can only change the present. One day at a time. That's what my therapist said after Liam left. I thought talking to someone might help. But what do they know? Talking to me about my problems when they've never fucking had any of their own? Helen, don't worry. Just take it day by fucking day. It'll all work out. Right? Right? Well, actually, no. Wrong, fucking wrong! I was making a name for myself as the judge who had put Britain's, if not Europe's, biggest trafficking gang behind bars. And I paid for it. Dearly. outside school. She had her A levels in a few weeks, so I was making sure she was studying, that she was ready. So there I was, and they all came trickling out, teenagers, all in groups, a few here, a few there. No sign of Sarah. 20 minutes I stood there, waiting. Still no sign. She's usually out in 5 minutes max, but she didn't come out. On I stood. Maybe she was getting results or homework, or maybe she needed advice about something. She'll be out in a few minutes. I mean, why wouldn't she? Her teacher, this Palmer, I think that was her name. She was nice. She was only doing her job. Eventually she comes out and she's like, Helen, why are you here? And I'm thinking to myself, are you fucking stupid? I'm waiting for Sarah, I said. And then her face dropped. What's wrong? And then she says that Sarah's uncle had collected her. Sarah doesn't have an uncle. I'm an only child, and her scumbag of a father only has one sister, so Sarah definitely doesn't have an uncle, and the school should have fucking known that! Cameras, do you have cameras in the building? I asked, switching straight into work mode. Evidence. Time is of the essence, And then her face twitches, and she says, I'm sorry, Helen. We can't allow anyone to look at the cameras without a warrant. A warrant? A warrant? I'm a judge. I don't need a warrant. I make the fucking warrants. But no. The law is the law. Next thing she says, you should call the police. Oh, this bitch. I could have stabbed her there and then. The police. Well, thank you for your grand insight, Mrs. Palmer, you stupid bitch. I did call the police, who were no help at all. And you know what? They knew who I was. I had worked closely with them for years. But when I needed their help... Helen, relax. Sarah's just run away. She's probably out with her friends. She'll be back soon. Couldn't believe that they said that to me. Sarah doesn't have an uncle. And I mean, I'm sorry, but how do you know my daughter? How do you know her so well that you can predict her every move? Sarah would never run away. That was it. That was the moment where I saw the law from the side that actually matters. I was usually up in the podium trying to do the right thing, but if these bastards at the bottom can't even do their job, then what hope do I have at the top? These are supposed to be the people who solve the problems before they come to me, the front line of the law. If they can't even deal with a missing persons report. And you know what they said to me? Helen, if Sarah's not back in 36 hours, please let us know. We'll get our top detectives on it. Audacity. Fucking piss. They might as well have told me to fuck off for all it was worth. 36 hours. I mean, that's a day and a half. I mean, what did they expect me to do? Just twiddle my thumbs and watch Countdown? No. So I went to the school myself. I got a description from Miss Palmer, that useless Jobsworth. And after lying to the principal, he allowed me to go through the CCTV. And I found him. I fucking found him! Ha! A red Mercedes. A flashy car for a scumbag, innit? So I got on my laptop, I went straight home, and I had these police programs. I mean, I know I wasn't supposed to have them, but I needed them for building a case when I was a lawyer, and never really got around to deleting them. Anyway, I got on my laptop and I typed in the car's registration, and it turns out an address. I grabbed this, put the address into the GPS and off I went. Truth be told, I didn't know what would happen or if I was even going to do anything or what I'd be walking into. But then I got here and I saw this man. Unremarkable. Nothing that stands out. Well, that's usually how it is in these things, you know, just another boring face mixed in the masses. But there he was. He opened the door and suddenly I was doing a survey. He invited me inside, telling me that he was a plumber. Lying bastard. He even offered me a cup of tea. I've never used one of these. You know, being a judge doesn't really lend itself to murder. That's usually reserved for the ones opposite me. But there he was, making me a cup of tea. 2 sugars, I said, all polite. And then he turned around. I left in the knife the second time. I've worked enough cases to know where to aim, not to kill him just yet. The tip of the blade poked out. Just below the ribs, through the intestines. Fatal, but he would live. For now. For as long as I needed him. He wriggled around in confusion for a while, and as he bled, I told him who I was and why I was really here. You could see it in the eyes. The realization. I stood on the handle, driving it deeper into him, and I smiled. Felt better than any guilty sentence I'd ever handed down. And then the eyes, the horror, the sorrow. People are always sorry and remorseful when it comes to that final moment. Trust me, I've seen it a million times in court. When they know this is the end, people will do anything to get out of it. But this was not the end for him. Not just yet. I asked him where she was and who else was involved. I don't know anything. I swear. Please, bring me an ambulance. I pressed the knife further in. He was writhing at this point, but I'm persistent. So, I leaned down. Look, plumber, I know you took her. That flashy red monstrosity outside was at the school. Pretty stupid not to cover the car's registration before an abduction, but I'm not complaining. Blood has started to come up his throat by this point, annoyingly, which meant I didn't have long left with my new friend. Tell me where she is, and I'll ring you an ambulance. I'll make sure you live, though you don't deserve to. He was pressing so hard to the wound, trying to stop the blood from bubbling out. He was not doing a very good job. I swear, I don't know anything. Don't give me that fucking shit, you scumbag. He just pleaded with me. Pathetic. I grabbed the knife and he jerked and twitched. Tell me where she is, or I'll take this knife and peel your fucking eyes out! He begged, telling me he didn't know anything about the Europeans. A pawn. A nobody. That's all he was. Stupid of me to think that the person abducting Sarah would know anything about what was going on. That was my mistake. I hadn't cut him twice so deep. Maybe I could have gotten more out of him. So I pulled out the knife. And I backed off. Such an idiot, Helen! How can you be so stupid? He just lay there, the chest rising up and down, the blood pouring out from all over. I knew he was no use to me now. So I did what had to be done. And then silence. The blood spraying out. I didn't get them all. If I had been more careful, maybe. But I got this one. I got the one who took Sarah. I got him, didn't I? I fucking got you! Ugh! I never learned where Sarah was. And now I never will. But I got the degenerate scumbag who took her, and I dealt with him. I put so many people away for homicide that to actually be the one doing it, it felt... But would I do it again? 10 times over, I'd do it again. Of course I'd do it again. I'd take this bastard down on my own terms, not the law. I mean, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Did I really care about the law, or was I just pretending? My mom was a judge, so it is only right that I follow in her footsteps, isn't it? To be a good person. And ironically, for someone who sat up there dishing out guilt, I knew very fucking little about it. About guilt, about grief. I mean, Liam left, but looking back, that was coming for a while. And the only time I ever experienced grief was when they took Sarah. That was the first time I could understand, I mean, really understand half the incidents that have been presented to me in court. I had been so removed, so focused on my life and my daughter, so convinced that I would be the one going first and that she would grow old long after I departed, that thought never crossed my mind. What would happen if things didn't end that way? Well, I guess I know now. Anyway, they'll be here soon, no doubt. be here because the 36 hours have finally passed, or maybe because they have to for once. I'm sure they would turn a blind eye and make it someone else's problem if they could, but I made sure they wouldn't. I decided I'd bring them and told them that if they had listened to me, if they had cared about my situation, then maybe none of this would have happened. I told them they'd be seeing me soon. A lie, of course. A prison is no place for a judge. Well, I don't think there's any place left for me now. So, before they come here, I might just do what most criminals do when they get put away for life. I might shorten my sentence. So this is my confession, if anyone even listens. I hope it answers any questions you might have. I guess all I can do is just sit here and wait. That's all I can do. Just sit here and think about it. Like the good girl my mom always wanted me to be. I'm sorry, Mom. Sarah. I really tried to be a good person. I did. But there comes a point in your life where if you don't make the call, trust me, no one is going to do it for you.